Let us bring in our first guest this afternoon, COMELEC Chair George Garcia. Welcome back to the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ma'am Ami, Ma'am Regina, Sir Ronald, Sir Ed. Magandang hapon po sa mga kababayan natin.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Chair.
Yes, sir. Opo.
Sir, may favorite question si Regina. Regina. Sakto na, sige.
Mauna yung principal.
You have to ask him the easy questions first. May build up tayo para hindi naman ako
Ikaw yung wala.
No, sir. Coming back to your investigation on the campaign donations for the 2022 elections.
Several
we got
senators,
word
yeah.
that last time you told us may mga what was it up to 9 national candidates, but I heard that you had started looking into the 2025 donations. What have you found?
Yeah, as of today, Ma'am Regina, we determined meron pong mga 24 na mga contractors nung Friday po 21, ngayon po 24. Sa 24 na yon, 6 po ang senatorial candidates, and then meron pong 2 party list, meron din po na 2 candidates for congressmen, and more or less yan po. And so hindi po nangangahulugan na 24 contractors siya, 24 din na candidates. Because meron po kasing kandidato, meron po 5 ang kanya halimbawa ng mga contractors na nag-donate sa kanya. Meron naman pong kandidato na 3 yung nag-donate sa kanya ng mga contractors.
So you're looking at 10 candidates who benefited from 24 contractors?
Yes po, more or less 10. And we will be able to complete the 2025 review of the SOSE before Friday this week. And that's why everything will be made available to the public, yung po mga SOSE, including yung PCIJ and the members of the media.
Sorry, I forgot what I was going to ask.
2025.
24 contractors, 6 senators, 4 party list members. These 6 senators, did they win?
Hindi po lahat nanalo. Meron pong hindi nanalo doon. That's 2025, ha? Yung 2024 po ay mga 5 candidates for senators. 2024. So we are now in 2025 kasi nga po the reason why we proceeded sa 2025 SOSE is because until today, after more than 1 month, wala pa po kami natatanggap na confirmation from the DPWH as regards the 54 contractors of the 55 contractors. So while waiting, we decided to proceed already with the 2025 SOSE para hindi naman masayang yung panahon po namin.
So you meant 2022, not 2024?
Yes, so 2022 elections. So again, 55 po yung 2022 elections na contractors, and doon po more or less 5 na candidates for senators. Would like to confirm, halos parehas naman kami in terms of number sa PCIJ. Kaya lang may pagkakaiba lang kami doon sa ilang pangalan na nalagay nila doon sa pangalan naman ng mga contractors na nandun sa mga SOSE ng mga kandidato.
So 6 senators, some won, some didn't. Ilan yung nanalo this time around, sir?
If I'm not mistaken, so far, do sa 24 sa 6 senators, I think po 4.
Okay. 4 are sitting right now.
Yes po.
And out of the 24 contractors, were there any from the list of top 15 contractors that President Marcos exposed?
Actually, Ma'am Rina, hindi ko po kasi tinitingnan. I don't know if the people from our department have compared. Pero ako po, personally, I did not compare as regards to sa list ni President and the 15th. I did not even compare the list do sa 2022 list of contractors. Basta we have the list of the contractors. And upon completion, we are again going to write a letter addressed to the DPWH for the 2025 contractors list. And then afterwards, we're going to issue show cause orders for them to be able to explain. And then after that, the candidates will now be required to explain.
Okay. And what amounts are we talking about? Are they big amounts? Are they small donations? Ano to?
Meron pa rin nagbigay na, meron 15 million, meron pong 10 million, may 5 million, meron po maliit lang, 1 million halimbawa. But just the same, wala naman pong binabanggit yung provision kasi ng election code when it comes to the amount that should be received and should be given by the contractors or received by the candidates, so long as there are donations coming from those who are prohibited from making donations, then that is prohibited under the law.
Chairman, anong timeline nyo rito? Medyo inip na yung mga tao eh. Mahirap naman na tumagal
Yes,
yan
sir.
dahil baka sumabog.
Opo, Sir Ronald, yung pong kaya po inuna po namin, ay hindi naman po talaga na single out yung dating Senate President kasi nga po, siya po kasi umamin, pati po yung contractor niya umamin na nakatanggap ng 30 million and therefore, at nagbigay ng 30 million and therefore, there is no more need on the part of the COMELEC to verify with DPWH. Kaya lang po, we cannot yet proceed talaga in as much as we would like to proceed immediately doon sa pag-i-issue ng mga show cause orders because we would like to confirm first from the DPWH if these are really public works contractors. Baka po kasi private works contractors and wala po basis din yung pag-show cause sa kanila. And yun po yung hinihintay natin. And that's why we already reiterated our request to the DPWH for a certification. Sana po kahit itong 2025, we'll be able to complete the review before the end of this week. And therefore, we're going to write a letter addressed to DPWH by Monday for them to be able to confirm as to whether the number of, or these contractors are indeed public works contractors for 2025 po.
So Chair, wala pang request sa DPWH. Magre-request pa lang kayo.
For 2025, sir, wala pa po.
Oo.
Wala pa po yung 2025. Yung 2022 po, more than mga 7 weeks na. Sir Roland po. Sir
Paano
Roland.
kung nakikinig yung mga viewers ay baka pag-submit nyo, diinan nila yung DPWH dahil hindi na sila makapaghintay eh. Siguro, one day lang naman, pwede lang ilabas ng DPWH yan dahil nasa record naman eh.
I think po, Sir Ronald, even the members of the media, because they have been following us, they were able to confirm already, nakita nila yung letter namin as early as 7 weeks ago. We're hoping that hindi naman put pressure. Alam po namin sobrang dami rin ginagawa po ng DPWH, but at least lang po we'd like to respectfully reiterate our request so that we can now proceed para naman po matapos na rin sa amin part ito, and then the other agencies of government can now conduct their own parallel investigation concerning the matter.
So yung issuance ng show cause order, of course, is part of the procedure. Pero my question is this kasi dun sa PCIJ story, lumalabas na si BBM, the president, in 2022, received donations to the amounts of, 20 million from Rodolfo Hilot of Rudhill Construction and 1 million from Jonathan Quirante. Si VP naman from SDevco Realty, owned by somebody who also owns a construction company. Now, I know these are impeachable officials. But my question is, even if they're impeachable officials, would the show cause order also be issued to them if it is confirmed that Genesis 88, for example, in the case of VP, and Rudhill Construction and Quirante Construction in the case of BBM, if they're found to be contractors of the government?
Or kasama ba sila sa letter sa DPWH ng COMELEC?
Oo.
Yes po, two issues po, Sir Ed at Sir Ronald. Una, yung issue whether the President and the Vice President both enjoy immunity. Meron na po kaming study. Of course, when it comes to the President, there's no issue. The President enjoys immunity under our Constitution. As regards the Vice President, we are still studying the extent of the immunity of the Vice President. Now, in the event, for example, doon na lang po muna tayo sa issue ng immunity. In the event, for example, that indeed immunity is confirmed sa isang tao, sa isang public official, the question now is, can we proceed with the investigation? Perhaps the investigation as against that person may not proceed. Pero po when it comes to the contractor naman po is not immune from suit, and therefore we can proceed with the investigation and prosecution of the contractor. So yan po yung dinedetermine pa namin when it comes to the issue of immunity. Sir Ed, you mentioned about the names. Yun lang po yung difference namin with PCIJ, because sa PCIJ, iba po kasi yung name as appearing doon sa kanilang findings, iba rin po yung name na nasa amin when it comes to the SOSE. Number two, yung pong nakalagay doon sa isang kandidato, ang sabi po ay Realty Corporation.
Opo.
Hindi po siya Construction Corporation.
Sir, that's SDevco Realty, owned by Glenn Escandor, who also owns Genesis 88 Construction.
Yes po. So, kaya po kinakailangan namin pa-confirm kasi po yung nakalagay doon sa SOSE per se is not the other company or construction company but the Realty Corporation.
Mm-hmm. So, sir, sorry, back to my question kanina. So, you're saying wala nang show cause order for either of the two of them kung sakaling it is found that they also have immunity? Ganun ba ho? Hindi sila bibigyan ng show cause order?
We have not, hindi pa po kami nagpupunta sa sasagot sa issue na yan, Sir Ed. But surely, we already wrote a letter to the DPWH kasama po yung dalawang companies na yan sa pinire-request namin sa 55.
Okay. That's in answer to Ronald's question.
Chairman, outside the President and
Yes,
Vice
Ma'am Ami.
President,
Opo.
ano ba penalty? Halimbawa, lawmaker, senator, congressman, kapag na-establish nyo na tumanggap ng illegal contribution, ano bang penalty nun? Saka anong timeline realistically? Yun na pag-uusapan natin. Within 3 years ba, ma-resolve ba yan?
1 to 6 years
Ay,
imprisonment.
wala pong 3 years. Mas masyado pong mahaba yung 3 years, Ma'am Ami. This is an election offense, punishable by 1 to 6 years imprisonment, regardless of the position involved. Wala pong pinag-uusapan kasi po ang sabi, candidates,
Permanent
political parties, and even party lists. And therefore, this has an imprisonment of 1 to 6 years. Tapos po, kung conviction by final judgment, it has perpetual disqualification to hold public office.
Pero ma-enforce ba agad, John? Kasi alam ko sasabihin namin ng mga yan eh. Hindi pa naman final yung conviction eh.
Yes po, mukhang hindi pa po dahil, again, would like to clarify that as far as the public is concerned, our jurisdiction pertains only to the issue of election offense. We do not have the power to remove the sitting congressman, senators, or even the governors. Kinakailangan may process po, halimbawa, either sa House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, Senate Electoral Tribunal, or their own internal processes kasi meron po silang mga committee on ethics sa Senate and the House. And then dito sa House of, sa DILG, they have the power to discipline the local officials naman.
You mean to tell
So
me...
hindi kailangang intayin na umakyat pa sa Supreme Court. I mean, within the House and the Senate, pwedeng sila at tanggalin na namin kayo. Kapareho ni Saldico. Di ba? He was pressured to resign.
Yung po,
Pwedeng gawin nila yon.
Yes, Ma'am Ami. Yung po kasing pag-removal from office, they don't need the evidence as required sa criminal cases. Sa criminal cases po kasi kailangan ng evidence of guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Diyan po sa administrative cases, substantial evidence po is enough. So we have a different proceedings sa kanila, iba yung sa amin, but they can use our documents, they can use our findings for purposes of the determination in whatever disciplinary action that they will impose upon their members.
I didn't understand that last part. Do you mean to tell me, Chair, that let's say a sitting senator or sitting congressman was found guilty of electoral violation, that you, in the end, are not going to have the power to discipline them?
No, what I'm saying, Ma'am, is these two cases can go hand in hand, parallel, simultaneous, while the COMELEC is determining the culpability based on the criminal aspect. Then other agencies of government, like the Office of the Ombudsman, like the DILG, or like the Senate by itself, or the House of Representatives can proceed as such in the disciplinary action against members.
But ultimately, if the House of Congress or the Senate decides not to discipline their own members, then what?
Yun lang.
Wala lang.
As far as the COMELEC is concerned, ma'am,
Diba?
that we will do our duty, our part. They can ask for our documents. We will share with them. We will make available the documents to them anytime. Once we completed everything.
Because coming back to the case of Senator Cheese Escudero, of course, he's filed his position paper to the COMELEC, right? They are insisting that the donation, the 30 million peso donation, was legal,
Above board.
fully declared, and follows long-standing practice. He says the law is on our side, and we are confident the COMELEC will find no fault, even though, to us, the Section 95, Article 11 is pretty clear that you are not allowed to accept donations from any natural or juridical person that has contracts or subcontracts with the government providing goods or services. I don't know how much clearer it could get from there.
Meron din siyang statement na itong violation na ito ay violation nung nagbigay at hindi nung binigyan. Very
Yes.
public na statement na yun.
Right.
Hindi ko alam kung nakasulat doon sa kanyang sagot sa COMELEC. Pero yun yung medyo nakakatawa.
Yes po, nakalagay po yun.
Nakalagay. So,
Nakalagay po yun kasi
he's also
ang sabi
arguing.
po is,
He's
yes
also
po, the
arguing
argument was that
it's a private fund.
he was not aware. Opo, he was not aware that, basta as far as he is concerned, the donation was made in private capacity, in personal capacity.
Pero pwede ba yung argument na yun,
daw yung
Chairman?
pagbigay, hindi pagtanggap.
Oo nga.
Yun ang sabi niya.
Pwede ba yun? Kasi pwede yung sabihin ng mga kandidato.
Ayaw ko po i-preempt, Ma'am Ami, yung ayaw ko po i-preempt yung aming opisina na in charge because they will have to make the recommendation to the commission and bank. But they are now reviewing everything. They are now assessing everything. They will be submitting. They said that in a matter of 2 weeks, they will come up with a recommendation to the commission and bank.
Right.
Hindi naman kayo sub judice dito, Chairman, di ba?
In the first place, I already inhibited myself from that case simply because as I already told you before po, I have a professional relationship before. But then so I do not interfere with what is being done by our department. Hindi naman po sub judice kasi we have the right to know. Kinakailangan alam din po ng mga kababayan natin ano naman ang nangyayari sa COMELEC.
Correct.
Kasi
The
pwede
burden...
bang yun, lagyan ng layer of deniability? Halimbawa, sabihin ng kandidato, meron akong tao in charge sa pagkolekta ng which is probably true, no? May tao ako in charge sa pagkolekta ng mga donasyon, big and small, sabihin niya, hindi ko naman alam yan. Kung sino yung nangongolekta, tapos pwede
yung
ba?
mga donations po kasi, number one, ay meron pong pinifilapan sila na form for the donation. And number two, there must be acceptance by the candidate. At saka may acceptance po ng candidate. So there can be no donation without the acceptance of the one who is receiving or who is soliciting the donation.
Tsaka 30 million
That's
So
pretty
ignorance
big.
of the contribution is no
Hindi pwedeng sabihin
excuse.
nga, hindi ko lang bibigyan 30 million.
Petikas lang natin yung Mogson.
Nakalagay naman po sa SOSE, kaya po inamin kaagad nila, nakalagay naman po sa SOSE yung 30 million pesos, nandun din po yung contribution donation. In all fairness, ma'am, but for the sake lang po ng fairness, yung nakalagay po kasi yung pangalan ni Mr. Lubiano, wala naman pong nakalagay doon na ito ay dinodonate ng mismong korporasyon ni Mr. Lubiano. As to what is the effect of that, that is for the commission now to determine.
Sige. Doon sa mga tao na hindi pwedeng parusahan at this point, kapag wala na sila sa pwesto, meron pa bang penalty that can accrue to them? Ano pang penalty pwedeng ihabol sa kanila?
Ang rule po natin sa constitutional law, sa political law, habang nakaupo yung isang impeachable public officer, there can be no case that can be filed against that person, against the impeachable public officer. However, after po the term of office, then the proper case can be filed against the impeachable public officer.
The thing that I wanted to say about yung what Ed was saying before, Chair, was that the burden should not be on the contractor. I mean, of course, they're equally guilty, but don't you think that
It's under the section prohibited donations.
don't you think that the bigger responsibility is on the candidate, especially if they're a lawyer?
Especially since they're public officials. So they're going to be public officials.
Kaya nga, ang dami
Dami namang especially nun.
You're a public official,
Maybe
you're a
that's the
lawyer,
reason-
and you're
that's the
telling me
reason why,
you don't know?
Ma'am Regina,
Yes.
maybe that's the reason why yung
They're
mismong
telling us.
Section 95 did not distinguish between the liability culpability of the contractor and the liability culpability of the one receiving the donation or the contribution. Wala naman pong distinction eh. So meaning to say parang it takes two to tango. Once there is a donation, then the other one can also be held liable because of the donation. So as to whether there should be a valid distinction, yan yung magandang issue. That's why po dito, I think the problem is legal one rather than factual one.
It does take two to tango, but one in that equation ran for public office, right?
And therefore has a bigger,
has a bigger
responsibility, public responsibility,
bigger liability in this case, the way we see it, because again, you ran for public office,
higher
and of
standards.
course we must hold them to higher standards, and you're a lawyer to begin with.
So,
but
ano sinasabi mo, Reg, dapat mas mataas ang
Ma'am Rina,
parusa.
Sir Ed,
hindi,
Sir Ronald,
sorry, Chair.
Yung pong dahilan kung
Chair.
bakit-
Ang sinasabi ko lang is,
Opo.
don't make the contractor the scapegoat here. Because, yes, it takes two to tango, but the contractor can always feign ignorance. Now, I didn't know bawal. We've been friends for a long time. But the candidate should know because they all signed that SOSE. Many of them are lawyers. And also, how could you not know that this is prohibited in our election code? It's a very clear law. It's not ambiguous by any means.
Pero di ba lawyers ang pinakamagaling mag-pretend ng ignorance?
Maybe yun po ang dahilan. Yun ang dahilan kung bakit ang punishment is 1 to 6 years imprisonment. So meaning to say, yung mga mitigating o yung mga aggravating circumstance, like for example, yung mga binabanggit nyo, pwede idagdag. Like for example, yung isang contractor can be imprisoned only for 1 year because he's just the one who gave the donation. Pero kung ipa-factor in naman po yung mga sinabi yung mga additional factors or basis, pwede pong sa halip na 1 year lang, maging 6 years po halimbawa. Yung imprisonment naman noong mismong the one who received the donation.
Chair, meron bang ganyan precedent? Is that supported by historical precedents?
Wala pa po tayo. Wala pa po tayo. That's the reason why. Yes po, wala pa po tayo. Since 1985, wala pa po tayong ganyan. Ang napaparusahan lang natin lagi ay overspending at saka po yung underspending. Meaning, they did not report properly the expenditure. O kaya naman, hindi nag-submit ng magkasunod na SOSE sa magkasunod na election, therefore, perpetually disqualified. Pero wala pa po tayong nakulong tungkol sa bagay na ganyan.
Now would be the perfect time to do it, Chair. There's a sea change underway. People are outraged and they want to see reform, and now would be the perfect time to make somebody an example.
Tanong si Ami, bakit daw wala
Pero Chairman, bakit walang naparusahan?
Siguro po before, hindi kasi naging napakainit yung issue na yan. Yung mga kababayan natin, hindi sila masyadong tumitingin sa mga SOSE except the members of the media, and therefore, ang tinitingin lang nila, sino ba ang nag-donate? Magkano bang dinonate? Magkano bang ginastos ng kandidato na yan?
Sir, walang napurusahan or wala man lang nakasuhan?
Wala pa pong nakakasuhan, wala pa rin po napaparusahan tungkol sa bagay na yan. Yes po. This is the first time in our electoral history that Section 95 is being used and will be probably used for purposes of prosecution.
May naparusahan na kaya sa ghost projects?
Chairman, napakarami ng
kasi criminal
kandidato, ha?
case yun.
Nangangalahati na ba kayo? sa nakakuha na kayo ng 24, no? Parang ang konti-konti.
Yes po.
Nangangalahati na ba kayo sa trabaho nyo?
Doon po kasi sa mga sa 42,000 ng 2025 at sa 44,000 ng 2022, hindi po, yung po mga local officials, local candidates, wala po halos sila na mga donations coming from contractors. Kasi po, maliliit lang po kasi ang kanilang gastos per law. Halimbawa po, ang sabi ng batas, 3 pesos per registered voter lang ang pwedeng gastusin during the 45-day period of the campaign. So if you have 20,000 registered voters, you are allowed to spend only 60,000 pesos. So, manghihingi ka pa po naman ng donation sa contractors. Halimbawa po lang, Siyempre, siguro naman kayang-kaya mo na yun. Kahit maaaring binigyan ka naman talaga ng contractor, kaya lang po, hindi mo na i-report
Hindi mo
yun.
i-report.
Pero sa mga parte ng congressman po kasi, may posibilidad na maaaring contractor na sila, o kung hindi naman, ay maaari pong maliliit din kasi yung voting population ng distrito po nila.
Sir, yung sinasabi niyo kanina na na yung request niyo sa DPWH for the 2022 verification of contractors 7 weeks ago pa, that's kind of long, That's almost 2 months. Isn't that unusually ridiculously long already?
For something na nasa website naman, or nasa kwa naman nila, nasa records naman.
Yeah, medyo, aminin ko po, medyo nahahabaan na po tayo sa panahon. Kaya lang po, hindi pa rin namin inuunawa yung kalagayan po ng ating DPWH sapagkat talagang lalo na po ang kalihim, ang secretary ay napaka-busy rin araw-araw. But we respectfully reminded na lang po sila, we call their attention, including the members po ng media, I think, nagpe-pressure na rin po sa kanila ng kahit paano baka pwede nang i-release sa amin yung mga certifications.
Maasahan nyo, Chair, nakukulitin namin sila. Lalo na yung katabi ko sa kanan.
But sorry, maybe explain to us, Chair, why that certification is important. I mean, again, coming back to the case of Centerways, we know for a fact that they're a government contractor because the President himself said so. Number 7 on Centerways in that list of top 15 that he put out, saying that these 15 contractors cornered 20% of 545 billion peso projects over the last 3 years or something. So we know they're a government contractor. Why can't the case move forward anyways, even without that certification?
Kung ito ma'am, yung case namin is purely administrative, wala tayong problem ma'am because hindi naman kailangan ng evidence of guilt beyond reasonable doubt o yung tinatawag na probable cause. But remember that the very nature of the case na pinag-aaral ng COMELEC is criminal and therefore case build up tayo. Hindi pwede po magkamali dahil otherwise sa court po kasi iba yung klase ng ebidensya na require. We cannot just presume. We cannot say sabi kasi ni Presidente ito kasi ang in-announce and therefore that will not have any evidentiary value when it comes to the court. It will require talagang evidence directly pinpointing na ito ay public works contractor. Ito ay nagbigay ng donation because kaya po madaming nadidismiss na mga criminal cases. Pero kung yan po ay administrative lang, kahit wala na sanang mga ganon, pwede na po.
Saan ba ito ipa-file, Chair? Sa Regional Trial Court ba ito o sa Sandigan?
Regional Trial Court po ang lahat ng ating election offense cases.
So what were you thinking to charge them with? The violation of Section 95, right?
Yes po, Section
that's
262
a criminal charge?
to 263. Yes, criminal charge po siya, election offense.
So, Chairman, this will be a landmark case. Dahil sabi nyo nga, wala pa namang nasasampahan ng ganitong kaso in the past.
Yes po, and that's the reason why po, the COMELEC conducted a motu proprio investigation. We were not compelled by anyone na conduct po kami ng motu proprio because I think this is our obligation, our duty under the Constitution. Technically po, under the law on SOSE, dapat talaga somebody will have to file a criminal case or a complaint. But in this particular instance, hindi na po kami naghintay. We conducted our own investigation.
So, ano mga nakaraang eleksyon, walang nag-file? Kasi normally, nagfa-file yan yung magkakaaway na kandidato eh. Walang nag-file ng ganyang klaseng kaso.
Wala po, baka kasi pare-pare silang guilty. Kaya po, hindi nagpa-file sa bawat isa.
Sir, habol ko lang sa 2022 elections, hindi po lahat ng covered ng Section 95 are DPWH contractors eh. Di ba? Contractors, suppliers, franchisees,
even services, not just
services.
goods.
I mentioned that kasi in the PCIJ story, again, I'm citing the PCIJ story. May mga contractors na hindi public works contractors eh. For example, Maynard Ngu contributed 30 million to Chis Escudero. His company Cosmic Tech has a contract with DepEd. Yun namang
Sir Ed.
Yun namang kay Joel Villanueva, New San Jose Builders has a contract with the NHA. hindi po DPWH. And the contribution was
Yes po,
20
Sir Ed.
million.
Still a government
Ang
contractor.
pinauna po muna namin doon sa Political Finance and Affairs Department natin ay yung mga public works contractors kasi yun po yung mainit na mainit sa
Yes, sir.
kasalukuyan.
I understand, sir.
After po nitong 2022 and 2025, public works, sabi natin, we can now shift to mining companies kasi prohibited din po ang mining companies na magbigay ng donation. Prohibited din po yung mga merong franchises na nabigyan ng gobyerno na mag-donate. So yan po susunod-sunod na namin lahat. Gusto lang po natin unahin muna yung public works contractors. Total naman, any findings of COMELEC can likewise used by other entities like for example perhaps the ICI. Pwede rin po nilang gamitin yung aming mga documents especially as declared in the SOSE mismo ng kandidato.
Yes, sir. And sir, yung nga lang kasi you're stuck there with the DPWH with 7 weeks of waiting na walang napupunta po. Another example is si Leandro Lebiste donated 100 million to Loren Legarda in 2022 and he owns a franchise. He has a franchise with the government sa Solar ng Bayan program. That's a franchise po, hindi siya DPWH contract. So these are possible,
Yes,
no?
well,
I don't know if you'd call them low-hanging fruits.
Yeah, that's why po, Sir Ed, pumunta na muna kami sa 25. After po ng 2025, babalikan muli namin ng 2022 for other entities naman with contracts with the government. Katulad na po yung may franchise, katulad din po na may mga mining concessions or companies. May mga nakita na po kaming ilan na mining companies or concessions. So, public works po muna and then pagkatapos po nito, proceed na kami sa other entities.
Chair, nabanggit nyo kanina na pwedeng gamitin ng ICI yung mga dokumento nyo. Meron na ba talagang konkretong coordination between the COMELEC and the ICI or possibly the Ombudsman dito sa mga kaso na ito? Meron na ba tayo nakikita na konkretong coordination?
In the meantime, wala pa po ang ICI and COMELEC. Alam po natin, may mga iba silang inuuna. Pero doon po sa pangalawa yung nabanggit na entity, meron na po silang coordination sa amin.
Warning lang po, Chairman, dahil nabanggit nyo kanina, baka lahat sila guilty. Baka maging headline niya ng Philippine Star bukas.
Baka gusto niya i-qualify, Chair.
Hindi naman po, basta ang sa amin po, we're just conducting the investigation. Wala naman kami binabanggit na names. Ang importante po sa amin. But after po ng confirmation ng DPWH, wala pong problema. We'll make public the names of the corporation simply because na-confirm naman po namin halimbawa na sila ay government contractor. So we'll make available to the public the names later.
Okay. Sorry, Chair, we're being told to wrap up, but just one very quick last question. Smartmatic has been charged by U.S. federal prosecutors of money laundering and bribery in connection to the between 2015 to 2018 Dow. Supposedly they paid bribes of up to $1 million to an election official. I wonder if, of course, this was before your time, but I wonder if you've been, if the U.S. officials have reached out or informed you guys in any way of this case.
If you can still remember po, we disqualified the said company before. The reason is because of the issue of integrity, not because of the issue of the results of the election. Wala naman po issue doon sa integrity of the results, so because of the integrity of the company per se. Simply because at that time, we have a very close coordination already with the US DOJ through our Philippine DOJ because of our mutual legal assistance treaty. So we received several informations which we verified with our own offices, with our own documents that we have in the commission, and we found out na mukhang medyo credible po yung mga evidence ng US DOJ. But however, we were reversed by the Honorable Supreme Court. Sabi ng Supreme Court, we were wrong in disqualifying the said company, and the Supreme Court said, but this should be made prospective. It cannot be made retroactive. So, in-apply po ng Supreme Court yung operative fact doctrine that although we disqualified, okay, that's valid until the same is rendered null and void by the Supreme Court. So, we prospective na lang po. So, moving back and looking forward, the COMELEC likewise conducted our own internal investigation. We did not settle doon sa pagpa-file lang ng kaso kasi otherwise po, may nakalagay po kasi sa US DOJ findings. Sabi nila, $1 million yung pumasok sa banking system nila kasi nag-violate daw po ng anti-money laundering law. But it doesn't necessarily mean na limited lang yung amount doon sa amount na na-mention nila. Yung sa issue po ng bribery, sabi nila mas malaki po doon. And we traced the documents. We found out that indeed tama yung mga documents po nila, pati yung mga amounts. And therefore, our own internal investigation will reveal later na meron din po kasi maaaring culpability yung ilang pong official po ng commission. And we're going to forward to the Ombudsman and the Commission on Audit the findings of our investigating panel.
Yun yung operative fact doctrine yung kailangang pag-aralan ng Supreme Court. But based sa usapan natin kanina na simula. Panghuli na lang.
Kailan niyo submit, sir? Yung report?
We already completed, Ma'am Regina, the report. However, because of the recent development that the USDOJ already included the company as one of the respondents to the criminal case. Kasi dati-rati po mga officers lang eh. Ngayon po kasama na yung company. We'll have to determine lang kung ano yung bago. Kung ano yung bago dito sa allegation na USDOJ.
Okay.
Chair, pwede, at liberty ba kayo para sabihin yung initials ng Comelec official na yon? Baka kasi pwedeng ilagay sa headline ng Philippine Star bukas. Yung initials lang.
Hindi po kasi sa level ng hindi po kasi sa level sa Ronald ng commissioners, mga lower level official po kasi whether alam nila o hindi nila alam yung mismong mga inutos sa kanila, but that is something for the Office of the Ombudsman or the COA to determine later.
Correct. And in terms of higher level officials, we all already know former Chair Andy Garcia is being linked to this.
Bautista.
Ay, sorry.
Andy Garcia, artista yun.
Parang kainuman ko yun.
Sorry. Andy Bautista, hindi Andy Garcia.
Baka kamag-anak ni Commissioner, ni Chairman.
Kaibigan ko yun, si Andy Garcia.
I apologize, Andy Bautista. Whose whereabouts we don't know at this point, but we will leave the conversation there. Thank you so much for talking to us today, Comelec Chair George Garcia.
Andy Garcia.
Garcia.
Thank you,
Very much po.
Chairman.
Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Thank you, sir.
Salamat po.
Thank you, Chair.